Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. We're starting a new unit on exponents. So in this video, I'm just going to go over what exponents are and how to write them, how to expand them, and how to simplify them. So, it's not really too much. Let's get going. So, what is an exponent? Well, those little numbers that are sometimes written in the upper right corner of bigger numbers. So let's see if we can find one. There it is. In the term 3 to the second power, or 3 squared, this is our exponent, this 2. All right. The bigger number is called the base. So 3 is the base here, and 2 is our exponent. And what does our exponent tell us? It tells us to multiply the base by itself a certain number of times. So this example of 3 squared actually means 3 times 3. This is a very common mistake a lot of kids make. A lot of kids think that it means that you multiply the base by the exponent. So a lot of kids would read this as 3 times 2, and that's not what it means. So just like multiplication is a simpler way of writing repeated addition, exponents are a simpler way of writing repeated multiplication. All right, moving on. We are going to write these numbers as repeated factors, and a repeated factor is when you expand an exponent. So when you write out like the base being multiplied by itself a certain amount of times that your exponent tells you. So let's do these. So 2 to the 5th power, that means that we're multiplying 2 times itself 5 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There it is. This is what 2 to the 5th power means. All right. 7 to the 4th power means 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. 1 to the 10th power means, get ready for this, 1 times 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 1. Let me double check. Yeah. All right. So this is 1 to the 10th power. 1 times itself 10 times. And then 32 to the 6th power would be 32 times 32 times 32 times 32 times 32 times 32. All right, now this whole expanded writing all this junk out as many times as we did, exponents are here so that we don't have to do this. But it's important to remember to know what exponents mean. That exponents mean this. All right, this is not 32 times 6. It's 32 times itself 6 times. So it is important to keep this in mind. However, exponents are here so that we can skip all that stuff. All right, moving on. How do you simplify an exponent? Meaning, like, find out what it's worth. So we can do that 2 ways. We can either just do the multiplication. So, for example, if you have 2 to the 4th power, that means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You just multiply that all out, and you get 16, right? 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 2 is 16. All right, that exponent should be pretty easy to do. You're not always going to, want to or be able to do really big, complicated exponents. So you could also use a calculator, such as the one you see right here. This is the TI-34. Pretty nice calculator. We use this in my class. And it doesn't have to be this calculator. Most scientific calculators have this button right here. It's called a caret. All right, this caret symbol is another way of writing an exponent. You may sometimes see exponents written like this. All right, this would mean 3 to the 5th power. Okay, so that's what the caret button is. It's just an exponent button. So in order to, at least with the TI-34, other calculators might be different. In order to simplify an exponent, you would type in the base, type the caret button, type in the exponent, and then press enter. So if you want to do 3 to the 5th, it would be 3 caret 5 enter, and you'd get your answer. You are going to probably want to use a calculator for some of the larger exponents that you may do. So let's simplify these exponents. So 12 to the 4th, I'm thinking is probably going to be an exponent that you want to use the calculator for. So we're going to try that. So let's try 12 to the 4th. All right, so 12 to the 4th, 12 times itself 4 times, should give you 20,736. Why don't we try 3 to the 5th by hand? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. All right, so 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. And this may be where we want to start writing things out. So 27 times 3 should be 81. And then 81 times 3 will be 243. I'm going to double check it. I'm fairly confident in that answer, but let's just give it a little check on the calculator. 243. Got it. All right, 6 to the 10th. This is definitely one we do not want to do by hand. It's a lot trickier than it looks. So 6 to the 10th power. It's not going to be 60. So let's try that on the calculator. 6 to the 10th will give us, as you can see, this is 60,466,176. That would have been a lot of work to carry all that out, which is exactly what exponents are here to save us from. All right, and then this last term would be 15 squared. It's just 15 times 15. Which I'm going to do on the calculator anyway. 225. Whoops. Okay. All right. So that is what exponents, that's how you simplify exponents. And those are exponent basics. So I hope that you have a better understanding of what exponents are, what they stand for, what they mean, and how to simplify them.